In this video, I'll show you exactly how to build your mobile detailing van, what supplies to get for around $3,000 you're going to spend. Nowadays, it's so difficult to find the right product among the thousands of products and brands out there. So you're going to learn how to get the right supplies, the right equipment. I'll show you everything from the hardware to the supplies, equipments, detail brush, even the separation of paint correction pads, for example, the right color. You don't need to have hundreds of pads. Just 3 is enough for you to complete the service. First, I'm gonna go over the bigger hardware that you're gonna need, and then the medium equipments such as vacuum cleaners and etc. And then third, we're gonna go over the supplies as well. All the products, brands, and then finally, we're also gonna do the ceramic coating bag. We like to do the ceramic coating supplies separately from all your other van supplies. Maybe you can purchase that later, but at least you're gonna know everything you need, as well as a paint correction bag, and even as well, you're gonna see on polished aluminum. Now first is the hardware, the bigger stuff. The water tank and the generator. Those two we're gonna separate on this category, the bigger hardware you're gonna need. And this is how you set up. First, for the water tank, you need to bolt down in the floor of your van. We like to use in our detailing van the vertical tank because we use the smaller Ford Transit Connect vans. So we don't want the horizontal tank, we want it upright. We want the vertical tank. So to mount it that way, you need the self-tapping screws. That way you can have a drill as well. You need a drill. You can drill in the hooks where you're gonna tape down and mount your water tank. You can drill it directly to the van floor, as you see, and then you're gonna tape down, put your water tank around, and tape it down with this strap. That strap you can buy on Amazon. Most of the supplies that I'm gonna go over and give you guys can be purchased through Amazon as well as Home Depot. This particular water tank is a 45 gallon. You need to make sure it will fit inside the van. After you have the water tank strapped down, you need a pump as part of the equipment to send water to the pressure washer. And so that some people tend to not want to have the pump, but you definitely need it because you have enough pressure if the tank is near empty to send water to the pressure washer. And there you go. You have the water tank and the pump and all the connections ready to go. And now you need the generator. The generator is the other second biggest equipment that will make you be self-sufficient, where you can detail cars in parking lots and everywhere. So now the generator, some people like to put the generator on top of this slide out tray, like seen in the video. Recently, we found out that it's better to actually bolt down the generator in the same location in the van, but instead insert an exhaust tube. You can buy an exhaust tube on Amazon and just put it and have the exhaust going out of the vent in front of the generator. That way you don't have a slide out tray and you save money on that, because let's be real, a slide out tray will cost you around $400 or $500. Now let's move to the medium equipments, the supplies as well. If you're looking for a Ford Transit van, the same style that you're seeing on the video, and you're buying a used van, make sure to find a van that already has shelving on it. That way you save money on not buying shelving, which usually would cost around $600. Also, an important thing is to have the divider. That is a divider between the cabin and the back cargo area of the van. That way you all your supplies, your water tank, and you in the cabin protected as well. So now for the equipments. Vacuum cleaner, let's start with. The vacuum cleaner, we like to use the Rigid. Usually you can find that on Amazon, but also they sell it at Home Depot. It is a Home Depot brand. So the Rigid vacuum, particularly the 4-gallon, is better than the 6-gallon because the 4-gallon is more powerful than the 6-gallon one. And 4-gallon will also better fit inside your smaller Ford Transit van if you have one of those. The second one is you want hoses to attach on your vacuum cleaner. You can use the same one that it comes with, but we like to buy separately on Amazon, as you can see on the link, a hose and a tool attached, the crevice tool as well. Now the steamer. The steamer, we like to get the Delegate steamer. We use that to shampoo the seats and floors, and also to do the hard surfaces as well. We just change the tip. The Delegate steamer is great because it's inexpensive, less than $200. You can buy that on Amazon as well, and it does a great job in detailing the car. Third would be a water extractor. We don't like the bigger ones to spend a lot of money on the water extractor because we do use the steamer anyways. But if you do use the water extractor, you can still find a great one for less than $250 that also shoots hot water from the Bizzle brand. That one is great. It's not as the bigger industrial ones, but it's great to fit inside the mobile van and it works amazing. Another thing is a pressure washer. We also like to use an electric pressure washer around 2000 PSI, and you can buy that on Amazon or Home Depot as well. Ryobi is a great brand. Also, another equipment is the step stool. We like the 3-step ladder. Some people get the 4 one, but 3 or 4 is good. If you have 4 steps, is good. It will fit inside the van. If you have more than 4 steps, it might not fit inside your smaller cargo van. And also an extension cord reel. Usually when you buy extension cord, we like to get for our vans 100 feet extension cord. You definitely need a reel. You don't want just the extension cord laying down there. So this yellow reel is amazing because you can then unwind and wind it super quick and easy. Last but not least, as far as the equipment goes, is the turnitor tool. Some of our vans doesn't have the turnitor, but it's great. It's great to do the hard surfaces as well. That can be on the optional list. You might not need it right now because the complete turnitor tool with the compressed air, as well as the tool with the hoses, the hose reel, you might spend over $600. So you may think about that as well. But if you are going to get a compressed air for the turnitor, we like the turnitor brand as well as the rigid air compressor. Now we're gonna go over the supplies, all the products, including towels. So let's start with towels, for example, microfiber towels. In our van, we work slightly different. We use disposable microfiber towels to make sure when we're detailing cars, every car that we're touching, it's with new towels. But if you're not looking to, spend this much money with having brand new towels every time, you just buy regular towels. And we like to separate in 4 colors. Green for more the dirtier surfaces, including shampoo and door jambs, drying the wheels, all of the more dirtier detail work that you're going to do. That's the green color we use. The blue is for windows, black is for hard surfaces, and orange we use for the paint to remove wax, remove sealants, and etc., as well as removing polishers. Now the brushes, we'll go with the simple ones. We like to use the chemical guy brush to brush the carpets if we're going to do shampooing on the carpets or the seats. We also get a separate brush for the paint correction bag, which we're going to go over that as well. Another brush is the interior detailing brush. You can also buy from Amazon. It's very inexpensive. You need more than 2 for you to do with the product and a dry, and a brush for the wheel. So those are all the brushes you need as far as that goes. And now we're going to move to water hose. We like to use the expendable water hose. As far as that goes, we like to get 2 water hoses that's already connected to the pump that comes from your tank, 50 feet expendable one, and another hose just in case that one breaks down, or if you're somewhere that you need to collect water from someplace else. And now clay bar, we like to get a clay mitt as well for such service. As far as doing polishing as well, we do have a service that's not the full paint correction service, but it's a 1 stage of polish. We like to use the dual action buffer, and you can find that not the Rupus one. You can find some great ones that's not as expensive as the Rupus, although some people love the Rupus and like to spend a little bit more, which is around $400, but you don't need a Rupus. Pads for a 1 stage of polish, you can use an orange pad from Lake Country. That's a great brand, and you can use the 2-in-1 product. The one we like to use to do a 1 stage of polish is a 3D. Let's go back now step by step. Those pads, that particular pad is what you're going to use to do a 1 stage of polish. Later in this video I'm going to cover, but let's keep it simple here for you to have a separate bag to provide a full paint correction. It's 3-stage correction with compound and polish. You're also, one of the brushes that you bought to shampoo from the chemical guys, the second one that you buy, you're going to use to brush it off the pad as you're polishing it as well. For your dual action buffer, you're going to need another extension cord. I like to get a 50 feet because the cord on the existing buffer usually is not long enough. And that 50 feet cord, you're going to connect to your main big cord, the 100 feet cord, which is coming from the actual cord reel. So that one you always leave it connected with the dual action buffer. Now another equipment would be the drill for headlight restoration. We like to use this particular one because you can connect your pads and polish your headlights with a compound. Before you polish the headlights, you also need wet sanding discs. And we like to get this yellow grip pad, connect the sanding discs in there, and that's how we first start by hand. And then we only use the drill to apply compound and also polish and finish off with the wax. Now let's go on the products now. The wax we like to use is the Colonite brand. It's a great carnauba wax that we use with a pad. So we have 2 pads, one for the wax and the other one for the sealant. They're both paste. We get the yellow pad for the wax because the wax is yellow, and we get a blue pad for the sealant. The sealant we like to use is the Jescar Power Lock. And then for the polishing, the 2-in-1 step polish and seal, we like to use a 3D HD speed. So now you have wax for protection, or if you get a sealant service, you have the sealant, and for the polish, you have the 3D HD speed. Now the next one are products to wash the car regularly to detail. For soap, soap, we like to use the Chemical Guys soap. And if you're gonna use a foam gun as well, you can also use that soap in the foam gun. If you don't use the foam gun, use the same soap. You don't need multiple soaps. That one works great to break down the impurities of the car and clean it super well. Leather conditioning, we also like to use the Chemical Guys leather conditioning because it doesn't leave too much of an oily surface. Wheel cleaner, we like to use the 3D HD speed, acid-based, but you need to dilute that with water. So if you buy a gallon of that, it can go a long way. Tire dressing, we like to use the All-American tire dressing. And also spray wax, we also like to have spray wax in the van in case you need to use for all the surfaces, is the Meguiar's spray wax. That one is great because you can even use it on plastic. Although it's a spray wax you shouldn't use on plastics, that one you can. You can use everywhere, rubber, plastic, everywhere. Remove some water spots if there's no surface impurities that you want to just remove, smudges right away. We also like to keep in our arsenal for colder climates because we are a franchise and we have some locations that are all the way up there in Michigan and it's freezing cold. We cannot use water, so we have to do waterless. So we like to use the Optimum waterless no rinse product. And now finally, we can't be without this product, and this is one of the products that we use the most, is the Ultimate Orange. The Ultimate Orange we use to shampoo the seats, the floors, and even use as it is a degreaser that we can even detail the engine with that, spraying the engine. That one you also have to dilute, and you're all gonna run through a lot of that product. Now this is one of the products that you're not gonna use as much, which is a trim restoration to really restore the black trimming. And it's so hard to find a great product. We went through hundreds before we find one that actually works and it actually lasts quite a long time. Is the Solution Finish Trim Restoration. It's a great brand, it's a great product, and it's hard to find one similar. Glass cleaner, we like to use the Invisible Glass. Bug and tar remover, we also like to have in the van. In case the degreaser doesn't work, we like to use the Stoner Bug and Tar Remover. Among other products, gloves. When you buy gloves, I know it's such a simple thing, but don't buy the latex ones. They are gonna rip, they're not gonna last. Buy the nitrile gloves. Those are great, it doesn't rip. For you to apply tire dressing on the tire, you're also gonna need a tire dressing brush as well. You're also gonna need another brush to shampoo the leather seats. You're not gonna use the same as you use for the floor. These soft bristle brushes works great. With all these equipments, including the water tank generator and all these products that I went through over with you, probably gonna spend less than $3,000 and you can have everything ready. Lastly, we're gonna have the ceramic coating bag and the paint correction bag as well. I'm gonna cover that super quick. For the paint correction service, we like to keep all the supplies in a separate bag because we don't use it every day. It's just every now and then that we perform a full paint correction service. At Wings Mobile Detailing, we consider a full paint correction service when it consists of 3 stages. First, starting off with a stage of compound. For the compound, we like to use the Meguiar's cutting compound. It's a great brand, and you use that with the Meguiar's microfiber cutting disc. And then we go to the second stage with a finishing polish, also from Meguiar's. We use that with the orange pad from Lake Country. The Lake Country is a foam pad. And third, we finalize again with polishing, but this time we use the 3D HD speed. Since you already have the product 3D HD speed, you might as well use it to finalize it, and it works great as well. But I like to use that with the black pad. Sometimes you can even repeat that with the same orange pad because it's a thinner cut 3D HD speed. Also, inside the same bag, you want to keep the brush, an additional brush off, clean off the pads. You also want to keep eraser, whatever you need, towels as well inside that pad. Now that's the paint correction bag. Now you can have another bag for ceramic coating. It's all the supplies for ceramic coating. Depending if you use the G-Technic coating, graphene coating, leave it inside the bag. Towels, you need brand new towels. Now that's for sure. You need brand new towels to provide ceramic coating service. Leave it all inside the bag. Applicator pads, eraser as well, which is the isopropyl alcohol, as well as the Iron Axe that we also like to use from the CarPro brand. And those are the products that you need for the ceramic coating bag. Now that you have all of your supplies and van and everything ready, you need clients. You need to grow your business. That's why we created the best video on how to grow, skyrocket your mobile detailing business in 2024. So click here, watch this video, and subscribe to this channel so that you can follow us for more details and tips.